All right, guys. Little guy. Oh, goodness. Well, there we have it, guys. Wow. This is my first fish after 3 days.
Parts of the city where people have no water provided to them, and AT&T cell service is down. So if you're trying to reach loved ones in New Orleans,
well, I'm looking to go fishing today, and first time I've been here, I can see that my lens is fogged up. Fishing is something that I've been wanting to get into for a very long time. I'm talking most of my life, and I'm finally able to get into it. I just found this cool set of lakes in this area. This is a pay lake. There's a couple of them. This one I think is 75 or 80 acres. No one's really here right now. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're gonna try to fish. I'm gonna learn. The only way to learn is to do it. To do it and figure it out. And that's what I'm gonna do. I got the truck kind of backed in. I'm gonna try to fish right down here underneath this tree. I've always heard that fish kind of gather where there's some kind of shade or stuff in the water, and it looks like there is some stuff down there. Because I am on a slope, I did put my e-brake on, of course, but I also put some rocks under the tires, under all of them, all 4, just to make sure that I don't have the single slightest possibility of this thing rolling down this hill into the water. So I'm gonna go grab my other camera, try to strap it to myself so that I can start fishing with 2 hands. It is starting to rain, but that's no big deal. So here's my setup. It's an old fishing pole, rod and reel combo, it looks like. Found it at an estate sale. I actually got 2 poles for 25 bucks total. This one and then a much smaller one. So here's what I'm gonna be fishing. Is I think it's called a Wacky setup, which is just a worm, a Senko I think, and then it's got an O-ring on it and a hook. So I'm not gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing right now. This is all brand new to me, but it is fun. Bunch of water fleas right there in the water. Curious if that's what fish come up and eat. I don't know. This is basically my second day of fishing. I've only ever fished one other day, and that was with my daughter just a few days ago. I caught 1 fish, and boy, was it exhilarating. Unfortunately, didn't get that on camera. We got to experience it together, so that was better. To get an O-ring around your worm, there's this tool called the Wacky tool. Got this thing at Walmart. I'll put a link down in the description below if you're interested. Basically has these O-rings on this thing. You slide your worm inside, you slide the O-ring right over the worm. And what this does is you hook the O-ring instead of the worm, and it helps the worm to last much, much longer. I have these drop shot hooks. I've learned one type of knot, 3, 4, 5. You loop it back through, wet it. I'll take my worm, hook it right through the O-ring there, and this is, I guess, called a Wacky setup, where when it falls through the water, it kind of does this sort of a motion. Looks like a worm. Please don't let there be a copperhead. This looks interesting, and there's butterflies flying everywhere. Maybe this is the spot. All right, let's try it again. Well, there goes that. All right, well, I'm back to this first area that I came to this morning. This was a turnoff just before the lakes that I was at. It is a bridge you can see, and the Duck River here. So I just decided I'd give it another shot. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can catch anything. Got my line in. You can see the current here is pretty strong. It's really fast. But there's this kind of dead spot right here. I don't know. I don't know if fish hang out here. Sure looks like they would. And if they do, I don't know if I'm casting in the right place. That river is moving. I'm out here at Williamsport Lake. And this is the smaller of the two lakes that are open to fishing. Can't remember what it's called, but I haven't experienced this yet. I've been here, I think 2 or 3 times, 3 times now. And this morning, it's about 7:30. It is just fogged out, but it's awesome. I got the truck behind me there. I'm gonna start fishing right here by the trees. Right down here. From the research I was doing, the fish can actually hear you walking. Supposedly they can't hear you talking, but definitely you just kind of have to walk quietly. You let that worm drop, flick it a few times, let it drop, flick it a few times. All right, guys, little guy. Uh-oh, he's wrapped around this pole. Come around this side, buddy. Oh, goodness. Well, there we have it, guys. Wow. This is my first fish after 3 days. 3 days of being out here fishing and sticking to it. First fish, guys. Wow. It's not big, but it's beautiful. Holy moly, that was awesome. Thank you, Lord. You guys want to get a good idea of just how high this water is. Remember, I came to this spot under this bridge. This is the Duck River. Look how high this is. This is incredibly high right now. I was parked down there, and I was walking there to fish. And this is, I mean, you can see that river flowing. Look at the flowing right there. I was parked there. I was parked right down there, and now there is a river there. This is just after Hurricane Ida came through and gave its remnants to Tennessee. I've never seen, I mean, I'm new here, but I can't believe how high this is compared to where it was just the other day.